So this is the 29th of September. Almost said December. Getting ahead of myself a little too far, right? 2022, and it's Thursday morning. And we are looking at, have on a table, bad lighting, but By Stealth and Sea, done by DVG and designed by David Thompson and Nicola Sagini, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's 2020 Danvers and Games. I have to say, this is one of the heavier games I've bought in a while. I mean, it's a heavy game, physically heavy. I don't know about and I have a confession to make about it. David Thompson, I haven't reviewed a lot of his games, and there's a reason for this. And so I'm going to go ahead and spill it out here. I did buy Pavlov's House, which was a good game. I just found that when you beat the game, once you knew how to beat it, then it became much easier. And it took a few plays to beat the game, but once you beat the game, the fun was gone, and it was most. And you could argue that States of Siege, aren't they the same? Yeah, sort of, but States of Siege games has enough randomness in it afterward to continue to play, and continue to play without it winning every time, right? Even if you know the strategy. So, so I was good with it. I was happy I bought the game. But then when the other games came out from David Thompson from DVG, was like, what's the other one? Castle Itter and Soldiers in Postmen's Uniforms. I thought that they may be a little bit the samey as that, because they use this very similar system. So I didn't think that bomb. I just didn't. And then with the whole Undaunted series, when that came out, I've got those games. I've got Undaunted Normandy, Undaunted North Africa, and Reinforcements. I've got those, but I certainly kind of became hurt over it because I think it was maybe Marco did a review, but there was these gushing, glowing reviews of Undaunted Normandy, and almost all of them said something like, well, or not all of them. I shouldn't say that. Some of them said something like, well, this is where war games should go. The easier the war game is, the funner the game. And while I have no problem against simple, easy war games, I play them myself. Something about that struck me wrong. It struck me in a way that I said, I don't know, there's something to be said for heavier simulations as well. And so I kind of dismissed David Thompson after that, through no fault of his own. That was just other people giving him praise and other people praising him. And I thought, yeah, okay. I don't know. That's always been a problem of mine. When anything's gone a little bit too mainstream for me, I tend to think it's not as good. Maybe, something like that. So that's kind of how just my mind works. And I apologize to David Thompson and anyone else. He's done nothing. I've had a few interactions with him online. He's always a great guy. So, and so I've got over that. That's just kind of my I don't know, that Appalachian hill folk in me, right? Or, just for whatever reason, something strikes me wrong and I just dismiss them. And that's a terrible way to be. So I broke down and I got this game, which is a very cool game on the torpedo, guided torpedoes, human guided torpedoes during World War II. This is Italy, in Italy, in the Med, right? These are from Italians. So this is very cool, very quirky. That's the one thing I always said David Thompson did, was make quirky games that I liked a lot. I liked a lot, like Castle Itter. That was a great theme. I wish I would have bought that one before Pavlov's House. I may get into it. Maybe it's different. Let me know if it is and different enough from a system from Pavlov's House. And but I just found out about Pavlov's House. It was a great game until you beat it. And then you just, the scales had fallen from your eyes and you suddenly knew how to beat it more. Let's read the back of it real quick. By Stealth and Sea is a solitaire or cooperative game, I like the cooperative bit, that takes place during the Battle of the Mediterranean in the Second World War. I do love the Med. Naval battle in the Med is a cool subject, which we don't spend enough time on in gaming in general. You lead elements of a frogman unit called Decima Flotilla, MAS, under your command. Teams of frogmen take pilot manned torpedoes in attacks against the Royal Navy in the heavily guarded harbors of Gibraltar, Algiers, and Alexandria. Right. So it's by Stealth and Sea campaign system features all 9 key historic manned torpedo attacks by the Decima Flotilla against the Royal Navy. That's cool. The Royal Navy during the campaign. You advance your technology and you train your frogmen. But the Royal Navy responds to successful attacks by improving its defenses. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. See what DBG's brought us and David Thompson has brought us. First of all, let me say DBG's always had really great boxes. Components, you know, this is a very underlooked thing. A good box that'll hold up. I love that. And DBG always brings us good boxes. And so, mission guide, wow. Mission guide and rule book, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Cool. So the mission guide. What are we looking at in the mission guide? All right. Mission 6, mission 9. All right. So basically, mission overview. Cool. There's your mission guide. Let's look at the rule book real quick. Let's get the setup. Do like the splash pages. Gives you nice. Love those. Always have. Always will enjoy that. So, playing the game. Let's look at playing the game. Let's see what we're doing here. Game board, counters movement, general rules. Okay, let's fault check phase. So, we look like we have a forward position in phase. Did we have a fault effects, fault checks? Did we have a secret? This is something I don't mind about Dan. I've always loved Dan Verson's rule books, but they are written in a narrative style, so it's kind of different. It talks to me more. That narrative style talks to me more. So, yeah, we're going to go through the sequence of play like this. Playing the game, we're going to go through forward positioning phase, fault check phase, SLC phase. SLC phase continued, okay. Harbor defense phase. Harbor defense phase. It's going to clean up phase and end in the game. And then the campaigns. So it looks like we have, what is that? Wow, a bunch of campaigns. Yeah, so if I look at the book here, mission book, a bunch of missions. Let's see if I have a mission book. I'll do like a campaign game aspect of it. Looks like we have, 9 missions? Mission 9. So, very cool. Very cool. Now, I bragged about that box, but after I opened it, look at there. Split on the sides. That's not too big of a deal, I guess. I could have done in shipping or whatever. Just one of those things that annoys me. Okay, so we got boards. This is why the box split. Because we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see what these are about. These are the maps, I'm assuming. If it's not, I'd be disappointed. Okay. Wow. Kind of a larger map too, is it not? So there's a map. Upside down. This is Alexandria. Cool. Alexandria, very cool. So I like the grayish blue there. You got the fuel storage. So that's neat. Alexandria. So what do we got here? This other map. All right. Upside down again. This is Gibraltar. Still in British hands after all this time. You know, when I think of Gibraltar, that was, if you look at the American Revolution, right? American Revolution was an interesting thing because France came to our aid. Without the French Navy, the United States would have faltered greatly. But after France, Spain got involved against on our side, and that was one of the promises made that they would get Gibraltar back. They did not. So, but that was a promise made by, I guess, France. That was the whole point, you know. Because if you looked at the revolution, while the United States definitely won what they wanted, it was as a war for Britain. It was, they didn't lose anything in the Caribbean, you know, they didn't lose Canada, so they still came out of it pretty good. Just that the U.S. Definitely did gain their independence, thankfully. And that's Algiers. Cool. Okay, so very cool. A lot of Mediterranean stuff. All right, what else do we got? 3 heavy mounted maps. That's why that box didn't hold up. All right, so we got here. We've got what look. Hate to use this word, but they look like maybe tableaus of some sort. But there we go. No, that's your cards. Torpedo cards. Okay. Another thing I love about DVG, always did, was the reference cards, play aids. Very nice. Historic campaign. Okay, so a lot of play aids here. Turn sequence reference. Very cool. That's what I should have been looking at. Still looking at the book. Forward positioning phase, fault check phase, SLC phase, harbor defense phase, and cleanup phase. There you go. Very well done. All right, very happy. Counters. Now, I'm not sure what happened to DVG. The counters that they were, I don't know if it was too expensive or what, but I love those counters that they did with the whole Commander series, right? The Field Commander and even the Fleet Commander. I love those. I love those counters. How they were. And these I find a little less appealing, but still good counters. Nice, easily punched counters. So, three sheets of counters. Cool. Plenty of dice here. What is that? It's a 10-sided, or is it a 8-sided? That's an 8-sided die. Specialty die of some sort there. And then 3 D6s. Very well. A bunch of wooden chits, looks like. And cards. Forward positioning. Okay, so that's the cards. A lot of the DVG games use cards to make them go, but I never minded. I love the games. Always loved DVG games. Some more cards. Okay, That's it, man. And with the exception of that box blowing out, which, I'm going to tape it up right now. You got an insert, which I always love having an insert you can take out to put more stuff in, but that's the game. By Stealth and Sea by David Thompson. And again, apologies to David Thompson. It's not your fault that I don't know, just like I said, back when, never like David Beckham or Michael Jordan or anybody like that, right? I was always more of the underdog. So when everybody gets on board with something, a lot of people get on board with it, starts bothering me for some reason, but that's irrational. So I'm gonna start checking out your games more, David. So there you go. That's it. All right, folks. Y'all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out My Stealth and Sea. It may seem a little pricey when you look at it, but compared to some other companies that I will not name, you get really good components for that. And some people will charge you that much and give you much lesser components. So I can't complain. I never will complain about DBG stuff, man. It's always been right up my alley. So y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.